Count of three. One, three.
A project years in the making finally broke ground in McDowell County recently.
Come on, we gotta dig away out of the hole over here. We about to fall in one.
Since then, they've brought in some bigger shovels, and soon all these painted markings on the roads in and around Iaeger will be home to a new network of sewer lines.
This project has been a tremendous challenge. We've been working on Iaeger sewer for almost 13 years, and we had to combine 7 different funding agencies to get this as an all-grant project. And it's extremely important to do that because it impacts the residents when you have loan debt and you have to, have a lot of high payments and their rates are going to go up. So it's a huge impact to the customers if we have to do loan debt.
Those 7 funding sources total $13.4 million for Phase 1 of the project, which will serve roughly 120 customers.
You hear from my boss, Governor Justice, all the time, pull the rope in the same direction. And that's what's actually had to happen here to the nth degree. From Interior to my ML group, US EPA, down to my revolving fund groups. Trying to get that, the PSD, the county commission, everybody, it would not have happened. This is one that really, it counts.
Challenging conditions in the mountains of southern West Virginia means infrastructure projects like this one don't come cheap.
You have a lot of old coal camp houses. They're very close together, so there's not much room to, maneuver to even get lines and everything in. And it's also challenging just with the terrain, the mountains, the winding roads, the hollows that you're dealing with. So a contractor really, it's a tough job when they come in to put lines and sewer plants, water plants in this area.
The problem facing Iaeger is one shared by many former coal camps in West Virginia. Wastewater collection systems with no treatment put in place by the coal companies during the mid-20th century were abandoned once those companies left. Over the years, these orphaned systems discharging untreated wastewater also began to fail, causing raw sewage to back up in basements and yards, bringing it closer into human contact and causing negative health impacts.
We have a couple houses across the road that were having issues with it kind of running out in the road, splashing up on your cars.
Jennifer Jones is a pharmacist at Iaeger Pharmacy. She says it can get pretty unpleasant, especially in the heat of the summer.
I mean, we can't open the door. It gets kind of muggy in here. We're in an older building. It gets a little muggy, but you can't open the doors and things like that. You can't let the air in because the smell kind of overwhelms you.
Has it been difficult as a business to operate under those conditions?
A little bit, because we have customers mentioning the smell, and sometimes the parking, depending on, how the ditch line's running, because at different times it comes out different places, so you have to kind of watch where you're parking. So that's kind of an issue, especially on this side of the building over here. So just be glad when it's fixed.
Phase 1 of the Iaeger sewer project is expected to take about a year to complete. The project takes a non-traditional approach to wastewater treatment using a decentralized system.
In a lot of the small areas like this, a large traditional plant is just not an option. It's too much expense to operate, too much expense to put in. So you have to kind of think outside the box when you're going with these non-traditional systems.
One part of that out-of-the-box thinking includes incorporating an existing system tied to Iaeger Elementary School. Now, instead of just treating waste from the school, the plant will become part of the larger system and also bring all the surrounding homes in the neighborhood online.
So that creates challenges, and it's a cost to incur with the, having to pull samples and weekly inspections, monthly inspections. It's a burden, so it will be wonderful to turn this system over to the county and relieve that burden both financially and manpower-wise from us. It'll be great.
Along with the health benefits for the residents of Iaeger and the downstream communities, it's hoped that improving access to wastewater treatment will help spur economic development in the region for things like hotels, restaurants, outfitters, and campgrounds to take advantage of the increased tourism generated by the Hatfield-McCoy Trail system.
There's significant funding available right now for our rural communities, whether it's through USDA Rural Development, through EPA and the dollars that they pass along to every state through the revolving loan funds, whether it's the Appalachian Regional Commission. It's been a priority and commitment from the Biden-Harris administration to bring these dollars into these rural communities to strengthen this infrastructure, because we know without basic infrastructure, which is literally the foundation in which future community and economic development is built, the community wouldn't be able to do anything.
Amanda Roberts is principal at Iaeger Elementary and lives in town with her family.
Are you optimistic?
I'm very optimistic.
How do you feel like it will benefit the community?
Well, I know right now our tourism has really improved in the last several years with the Hatfield and McCoy trails, and also just the mountains that we have are beautiful, and a lot of people are coming into this area, but we need more businesses. And so I think that just giving them the possibility for businesses to start easier, I think is a great thing for our county and for this area.
We're not done. This is a start. What I would challenge my colleagues to do is, instead of a project taking decades, let's find out how to make the next step happen in 2 to 3 years. It's complex, it's complicated, but it can be done. So let's find a way to work together, cut as much of the red tape as we possibly can. And we still have to check the boxes. I mean, we've got to be right in what we do. But if we can find some way to speed this along, we can help our citizens and our environment more.
And that brings us a few miles down the road to the communities of Keystone and North Fork. They're part of a U.S. EPA program called Closing America's Wastewater Access Gap. We'll have more on that story in the coming weeks. For Environment Matters, I'm Mike Huff in Iaeger. Thanks for watching.